podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Monday, on which nothing is really happening. There are some rumours out there. We'll get into some of them. I think today I'm going to do like an extra pod, like a Pro Plus type of job, and go through, like, I suppose, options for the positions that we need to fill and that we seem to want to fill as a fan base. So I might do that after doing this, so it'll be out separately. But in terms of this podcast, let's just get into the couple of rumours that went around over the weekend. So the first one was Ederson of Atalanta. That did kind of seem to stem from Twitter, and purely Ederson was just a name that was grasped at. There was suggestions that we were lining up a midfielder, and people just seemed to jump on him as an option. Now, I'm fully in favour of a move for him. I think he's a very good player. I think he would fit well with Alexis in midfield. I think he brings a ball winning and a strength and a power to our midfield that has been lacking for a number of years. So would absolutely be in favour, but there doesn't at the moment seem to be anything real behind that report. The other one then is Kubo. Kubo of Real Sociedad, who is a left-footed right winger. He's a player we discussed on the transfer committee pod this year, and his off-ball numbers are pretty impressive. He's a creative type. He's a very good 1v1 dribbler. He likes to cut in field, likes to get shots away with his left foot. Now, this past season was not... The 2022-23 season, his first season with Real Sociedad, he looked like he had finally found a home after a bit of a nomadic existence. Like, if you look at his career to date, it's a bit wild. He has bounced around a lot and never really seemed to settle anywhere. So when you look at his career, including his youth career, there's just a lot of movement there. So at the age of 7, he joins FC Persimmon. Then he joins Tokyo Verdy the following year. Then he goes to Kawasaki Frontale the following year. Then at 10, he joins Barcelona. And he goes there for 4 years. And he's an absolute star in their academy. They are hyping him up as he is going to be a huge, huge talent from La Masia. And then it turned out that Barcelona had violated FIFA's international transfer policy for under-18 youths. I believe it had something to do with they'd paid for his family to move over rather than his family moving over and him just falling into their potential sphere of operation. So he had to go back to Japan. So he goes back to FC Tokyo and he stays there 3 years. He does have a loan during that 3-year period with Yokohama Marinos. Then Real Madrid signed him in 2019. So he's 18 at this point. He's a loan at Mallorca. It's pretty impressive. He does pretty well. Not great, not, can't miss prospect, but he does pretty well. He goes to Villarreal and has a bad loan there. he has a bad loan at Getafe after getting pulled back from that Villarreal loan. And then he goes to Mallorca on loan. And there's a lot of hype because he's been there before. He'd done quite well. He's now 20 years of age. There's expectations that he's, going to kick on. And he doesn't really do it. There's some really good performances, but the production is not there. And then in 2022, he goes to Real Sociedad. And in his first season, he is undeniably excellent. 9 goals and 9 assists across 44 games. Plays regularly, no injury issues. Consistent performances all season long. And last season, he was expected to take a big jump forward. After that first year, it was expected that he's really going to explode now. Because we've been hearing about this kid for years and years. Now is the time to see what he can do. It's been 10 years of talk about this kid and what he's going to be since he was at the Barca Academy lighting it up. And it just didn't really happen. He played 41 games last year. He scored 7 goals. I think he had a similar amount of assists. I'll check that now. He had a really bright first half of the season. But then that second half, it just didn't happen for him. I think he had 1 goal and 1 assist in the second half of the season. Now, he's still very young. He's only just turned 23. He does have time on his side. There is certainly a scalable skill set there. But Dan Kennett has compared his numbers to Mo's pre-Liverpool numbers, so Roma. And it's about a 30% drop-off across the board. And it's about a 10% drop-off from pre-Liverpool Sadio and Jota. Which, it means that if he scales up, there might not be the same level of payoff as we got with the others. Now, the spoofer with the catchphrase has said he's not aware of anything at the moment, but that means absolutely nothing. He's not aware of anything until an agent tells him. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of Kubo being a potential target. There's a lot of reasons why he would make sense, particularly the off-ball stuff. But I don't see it personally. He's very similar to Harvey in a lot of ways. He's a better 1v1 dribbler. He's quicker. But stylistically, he's quite similar to Harvey. And I don't think you could play the two of them in the same team, especially if Alexis is going to be in that team. Because then all of a sudden, you're very small and none of them have elite level pace. Kubo's quick, but he's not fast. I just don't see it. I also don't see us spending 60 million on a player who isn't going to come in as first choice. Unless Mo is moving to the number 9 position, I just don't see us doing that. And I'd also question why, if we're willing to pay this type of money for a left-footed right winger, why wouldn't we have bought Michael Olise? Why wouldn't we have gone all in on him, who's a year younger and significantly better and proven in the Premier League? Now, people can point to he had some injuries last season. It's the first season in his career he has had injuries. Olise had been bulletproof before that. So there's no guarantee that any player stays injury-free. Like Mo, we all thought was bulletproof and he got injured last year. I do like Kubo. I don't think he's the right player for us at this point. Again, if we were going to look at spending big on a left-footed winger, I mean, Mohamed Kudus would make more sense for me. He's bigger, he's faster, he's more powerful, he's proven himself in the Premier League. I think he's got more versatility to his game as well. I wouldn't be upset if we signed Kubo. I just don't see it being the best use of our funds. Now, look, he could arrive and explode and score 20 goals and have 12 assists next season. Like, he could. He has that level of talent. We just haven't seen him do it yet. At that level. And La Liga is an easier league for an attacker to thrive in than the Premier League. La Liga is a league where defending is optional and often frowned upon. It's a haven for attackers. But when our big needs are elsewhere, I just don't see that as being the right type of move for us. Olise, I could have seen coming in and starting for us as a 10. Or Mo could have gone to the 10 and Olise could have played on the right. And Olise is a very different type of player to Harvey. Physically, bigger, stronger, faster. Olise is really quick. And Olise is just considerably better than Harvey. I think Kubo's better than Harvey, but I don't know that when Harvey's 23, he won't be the same level as what Kubo is now. I know Harvey's not going to be the same level as Olise is right now in a year.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Again, wouldn't be upset if we signed him, but would be surprised. But what's funny is all the people that were having temper tantrums about us not doing business thus far were rejoicing yesterday at this rumour, even though it doesn't fill a need for us. And that kind of shows where their mindset is. They don't actually care who we sign, just as long as we sign players. Because they don't care about actually improving the team. They care about winning the transfer window and about being able to go on social media and have clout, which is a nonsensical view to take. This is Anfield. James Knowlton has a really interesting piece up about Darwin and his performances at the Copa America, so check that out. There's a piece on Ben Doak's role in the friendly against Preston. Doak played from the left as opposed to the right, where Klopp had traditionally played him. And I think he looked much better on the left. And in fact, last season he did play once on the left, and again looked a lot better playing there. He doesn't work on the right for me. Not right now. Not right now. Whatever it is about him, there's just no end product with him. And if he plays on the right, he tends to just put his head down and try and run past people and then blindly cut it back into the box. If he plays on the left, he has to come in field and he has to raise his head. I think it's going to work better for him. So, yeah, I'd be in favour of seeing him play more on the left this season for the under 21s, or if he does go out on loan. 6 left backs Liverpool could sign in the transfer window. I'm going to save that one, and when I do the other show, I'll use it as part of the discussion about left backs, because I do think people are getting a little bit lost in the left back thing by just throwing out names. And I'm seeing one picture in this run of 4 that we definitely shouldn't sign. But also, what style of left back do we want? That's the big question that needs to be answered here. what style of left back do we want? It's not just a matter of, oh, we're buying a left back, here's a left back, let's go. What type of left back do we want? Club who made world record Mo Salah bid now have a 50 million alternative. That is Al Ittihad, I believe, and Moussa Diaby of Aston Villa, who is leaving after a year. It's funny to me that a lot of Liverpool fans lost their mind over us not signing him last summer when he was fairly average for them all season and is now leaving, showing that his real motivation is cash, which is fine. I don't criticize players for that, but I do criticize players who are, 24? Is that what he is? And basically going into semi-retirement. Now, I know he could go over there for 2 years and then maybe come back, but he's 25. He's just turned 25. He could go for 2 years and then come back. But that's just a bizarre move for him to make at this point. The end of last season. Does look like he'll probably go out on loan. And hopefully he'll get a good loan and a good run of games. Liverpool wonder kid could now return to Arne Slot's pre-season squad. That is Kieran Morrison, who was obviously away with Northern Ireland under-19s for the under-19 Euros. Liverpool unlikely to confirm their first summer signings despite 2 deals agreed. So they are Alvin Ayman from Wolves and Rio Gamoa from Chelsea. Looks like both of those deals are done. It's just a matter of having to go through the Premier League process, which apparently can take up to 4 weeks. So we'll just have to wait on those. Liverpool plans for Stefan Bajcetic explained as plenty of clubs show interest. Okay. So apparently there's interest from other clubs in getting him in on loan. He doesn't really want to go on loan. And this article doesn't really say anything of real note, to be fair. It's a little bit pointless. Liverpool.com. Let's see what you've got for us today. Liverpool may be about to get the biggest star in the Premier League, and it's not even close. I'm not really sure. We'll have a look at the piece. The pictures are Mo, Slot, and KDB for some reason. Let's see. Liverpool and Virgil van Dijk already made transfer stance clear amid Saudi Pro League claim. Allegedly, there's been a bid from a Saudi club. Who knows? Real Madrid could pocket $29 million if Liverpool completes exciting transfer. So apparently, Real have a 50% sell-on in the Kubo deal and thus would get half the fee. Liverpool set to face 10 decisions that Arne Slot and Richard Hughes must get right. Let's have a look at that. Liverpool flop who manages 13 minutes, eyed for potential Premier League return. That's Arthur. Piece on Kubo. Man United just got 54 million transfer green light and Liverpool should consider a hijack. Matthias de Ligt. We absolutely should not consider a hijack for Matthias de Ligt. Absolutely not. Jose Mourinho has already endorsed Liverpool transfer move for €40 alternative. It's Dean Huijsen. We'll talk about him in the next show. Let's see. Liverpool may be about to get biggest star. I promise this is going to be nonsense. Da, da, da. Okay, so basically the notion here is that KDB leaves, Salah would become the biggest star in the Premier League. I told you it'd be nonsense. Okay, what are the transfer decisions then that they have to get right? So loans, Bobby Clark, Ben Doak, Cade Gordon, Luke Chambers. Yeah, I mean, I think loaning all of them would make sense. I think they're all ready to go and play on a regular or at least semi-regular basis at senior level. Sales, Reece Williams, Billy Koumetio, and Nat Phillips, we know they're going to go. Sepp Vandenberg, again, there's a lot of speculation. Nothing's really happening. I'm in favour of keeping him unless there's another centre-back that makes sense for us, price-wise and profile-wise and talent-wise. Queeving Callagher, I suppose, and the question then is what do we do with replacing him? Is it Yaros? Do we bring someone in? Tyler Morton and Fabio Carvalho. I mean, these are not decisions that they have to get right, really. The world will not end if one of those decisions goes wrong. Liverpool get Mohamed Salah boost as Al Ittihad close in on big money alternative. Arne Slot desperate to hold on to key man. That is about Trent. Piece about Kubo. Piece about Lazar Markovic signing for his 9th club since leaving Liverpool. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come to this. Anthony Gordon advised against Liverpool transfer as Newcastle chief provides update. I mean, it's just nonsense really at this point. Can we just leave that one to one side? Feature Kvaratskhelia backtracked. Right, let's see. Liverpool's pursuit of a wide forward this summer may have hit a snag, as Feature Kvaratskhelia seems to have reversed his decision to leave Napoli. Okay, so spoofer Ben Jacobs said on Give Me Sport, which I mean tells you how reliable the information is going to be, that securing a forward is Liverpool's number one priority this summer. It's just horseshit. Kvaratskhelia had apparently been set to leave Napoli, and now after Conte's gone in and he's had some talks, he's considering staying. We'll see what happens. I assume he will stay. First summer signing, Liverpool fans' dream offer for transfer after major Mohamed Kudus decision. Right, what major decision has been made? Okay, so Kudus has said that John Heitinga is one of the best coaches he's worked under. Heitinga also obviously has joined Liverpool as the assistant manager, and now people are saying that Kudus might potentially be available because he's changed agents, and maybe this means he'll be available. It's hard to know. West Ham, though, today have been linked with the move for Crescencio Somerville. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because if they go Bowen right side, Somerville left side, Kudus could play as the 10, considering Lucas Paqueta is most likely facing a big ban. But who knows? Who knows? Lenny Yoro has been in the news this week, yada yada. Reds alternatives revealed. Okay, so again, they're using garbage as sources. Caught offside being one, Goncalo Inacio. Inacio would play left back for us, not centre back. William Pacho, I'd be in favour of. I do like him. Tadibo has been mentioned. Mark Guehi has been mentioned. I don't see us going for Guehi. I do like him, but I don't see us going for him, given the cost would be huge, and he's not better than Ibu. Now, he's available more than Ibu, but he did miss a big bunch of time last season, so who knows? AnfieldIndex.com. Wayne Rooney is targeting Jayden Dance on loan. Wayne Rooney is a dreadful manager, and we should keep all of our players as far away from him as possible. There's a piece about Stefan Bajcetic, piece about injuries, a piece about Dean Huijsen, the piece about Liverpool announced their first the first international academy as youth plans continue to grow. Liverpool will be launching an international academy in Bangkok, Thailand. So that's interesting. Podcast-wise then, there is Monday lunchtime. Dave Davis is back, as you will have heard over the weekend, and he sat down with David Lynch for a good old chat. There is the Anfield Index podcast, episode 389. It's Trev and Lisa Marie, so give that a listen. And then there's an interesting EPL Index special. It's Dave Davis speaking with Tom Robinson, who is an expert on South American football. And they had a good chat about the Copa and a couple of players. So do give that one a listen when you get a chance. I saw mention in the group chat today that I don't really pay attention to, but I'm in for reasons, that Simon Brundish and Trev Downey might be putting something together this week. So make sure you pay attention when that comes out. Simon has also promised me a fatigue index, so keep a watch out for that. There will be more as the week goes, but for now, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.